saying like, what a shame that Tom did this to this poor girl because he's the real scumbag. So now she's also hedging again on like, but yes, everybody is going to film with everybody else. It's called green. Green. Money changes everything. As my good friend Cyndi Lauper once said,
great song.
Money changes everything. And that's the thing. That's the thing about the tides turning. Ariana, listen, you make $1 million and you have to, I'm not saying it's not a lot of money because this is where Sarah always rolls her eyes at me, but you make $1 million when you have agents and managers and people booking the commercial and you pay people. And now you have to pay off a house with Tom. And now you have to pay off everyone else because you don't come from generational wealth. Now, I'm not saying $1 million is not a lot of money. I'm just saying you're not in it yet. You know what I mean? You look at like the people say Margaret Joseph has changed. Lisa, I'm saying when Ariana is in it, year 3, year 4, when it's money, a change is coming. It's just, that's what happens. So $1 million and she's striking and I'm all for it, all that. I'm just saying like, that doesn't really change your life. Like you're not, it's your life has changed from where it was 6 months ago, but like, let's give Ariana another $1 million and talk to her in 6 months. And then 6 months after that for another $1 million. And when 1 million is like 4 or 5, now you're in a different category. I just think no matter who it is, life changes.
Yeah. Agreed.
And you become less accessible and less down to earth. Not even in a bad way. You're just working. Everybody wants a piece of you. Just, yeah. And I mean, things that you used to do before, you're not going to want to do. You're not going to want to, you're going to want to fly first. So by nature, you're just going to become a more high maintenance person.
Yeah, it's true. It's
true. Big as that may be.
Spend more and spend more.
Oh,
all right. Wait, can we move on and do some rapid fire, other things that are happening?
Sure. Talk to me.
Well, I wanted to know, I mean, there was an official statement that Kathy Hilton is not returning to this season of RHOBH. Do you think this is going to hurt the show and the ratings?
No, I mean, look, she says she was filming Paris in Love. I saw my Paris. She said Kathy's filming my show. Didn't go to the Paris concert, although the Gales were there. I want Paris to do a full tour. No, I don't think it's going to hurt the show at all. I mean, again, I'm going to say it. I think Lisa Rinna being gone is going to hurt the show more than Kathy Hilton. Kathy wasn't really a part of the show, the history. She was there for 2 years. I just think we're in a rebuilding stage, and I don't know if this is going to be the most interesting season, but I just love the extreme wealth. And so I'm excited for Beverly Hills. I want to see Sutton. We were at that Homeless Not Toothless auction. We saw Miss Strack's hand go up and Mauricio. They bid on everything. 37,000 here, 52,000 there. The wealth Erica was like, ooh, every time Sutton bid. I mean, I love the extreme wealth. Kyle and Mauricio are loaded. Sutton is loaded. Anyone else on the cast loaded?
Anne-Marie Wiley. I mean, they probably have some real money. I mean, he was a longtime football player.
Sure.
I see. I think it's going to, I have to disagree with you. I think without Kathy, I think it's going to really hurt the show. Really hurt the show. People love the dynamic between Kyle and Kathy.
But we have Kim makes an appearance. Denise, Camille. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think it's going to really impact the show. Kathy, I mean, look at how big. Okay, if I took away one thing from BravoCon this past year, people, hundreds of people followed around Kathy Hilton.
They did.
I can't name another person that people were that excited to see. I think this is a huge loss. And we called it a couple podcast episodes ago, but this franchise is going to do well. I don't think it's going to do really well.
It's not going to be like last season. No.
I think it's going to be bad, or it's going to really hurt.
But I don't know if Bravo cares in the rebuilding stage. Same thing with like Teresa and Melissa. It won't be as whatever now that Melissa's going to be fired, but I don't think they care. I think you get to a point where like they couldn't have continued with Rinna, like where I think that's worse. Gotcha. I think the same season of Rinna sucking the life out of a fucking room would have been worse than saying, this is season 1 of rebuilding. And after this, we'll figure out where we go season 2. And to your point, maybe 2 seasons in, like Tamrat, they will say there is nowhere else to go, get somebody back. That's sure. But they have to like do it almost to realize where they are. I think Atlanta is the next one. They've tried it. And now I really think Kim too. I think Kim, a lot of people, they make it racial and they start making our comments of all the reasons why. I do not want to get into that. I don't, my mind does not think that way. Kim to me is the logical housewife to bring back. She really is out of the Atlanta people at the moment. Nene is just, it's not going to happen.
I have one last final thing for you. What did you make of comedian Amy Schumer saying that she tried Ozempic and then stopped? She felt like shit on it. And she was on Watch What Happens Live and she calls out everyone. She says, every motherfucker out there in the spotlight who says, oh, they're losing weight naturally is full of shit and everybody's on it.
Did she mention specific names?
I don't know. I don't think so. I can't remember.
And she tried it for how long? I mean, yeah, Amy. Yeah. I think that she's right on both parts. You try it and you feel like shit. I told you I'm having a bad day, and I had a bad day yesterday. I had a bad day Saturday, but most of my days are good. But yeah, you do feel like shit. And at times, not all the time anymore. And I agree with her. It's the same thing you said about this, where we live. Look at this town. I don't buy it. I do not buy when you are famous and you have access. I don't care if you're C-list famous. This isn't like millions of dollars. You have access to this. I mean, Erica Jane, there's no shade, but you mean to tell me, Erica, did she blow up because her whole life fell apart? Of course, when your life falls apart, you are home with fried chicken and Kentucky Fried Chicken and gravy and mash. Of course, you use the food to comfort yourself. So Erica did blow up because her life blew up. But I think this is the fittest I've ever seen Erica. You mean to tell me Erica Jane, who has this one and that one and the rumored new boyfriend, or just she's not taking Ozempic? Bullshit. You mean to tell me like Mindy Kaling?
Mindy Kaling, they all, I know.
Adele. I mean, these are people that have been heavy their whole lives. And all of a sudden they figured out a way to be thin. All of a sudden they said, I'm gonna make the effort I never made before. No, most people that are overweight have made effort. Look at Oprah. You go up and down. It's a yo-yo. You just, it's the genetics you have and your relationship to food. No, I don't. This bypasses your entire life's history with being overweight and food. It does. So I agree with Amy Schumer. I think it is such bullshit that anyone is out there saying that there's drastic weight loss without using this. I call bullshit, right?
Oh, 100%.
Look at Erica, look at her.
Well, you look at a lot. I mean, she's just one of how many? Yeah. I mean, Dolores is on it. I guess Margaret Joseph says she's not. She's on something else. But someone
DM'd me the other day and said, "Is Margaret on those?" I'm like, "What? Like, is there a question in your Margaret is thinner than she's ever been in her life?" Yeah, of course.
Charles Barkley came out and admitted that he's on it. I think he said he has some close to diabetes or something. But anyway, they're all on it. They're all on it. Or I think he said he is a diabetic. I don't know. But I think he didn't come right out and say. He says his doctor prescribed it because of his blood work, and now he's down 50 pounds, and he feels the best he's ever.
I mean, if there's any doctor prescribing it not because of blood work, I think you should have your license removed. I never would have gone on this without proper blood work and analysis, and the shit scares me otherwise. But when someone looks at your blood work and says, okay, and blah, blah, blah. So I think he's just talking in semantics, like when Margaret says that she uses peptides. Peptides is Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, generic. I say they're all on it. So good for Amy Schumer